Who doesn't love quick and easy, especially when it comes to gifting or something that's durable and usable? Let's jump right in. Who doesn't love quick and fun, easy projects that we can find useful, as well as are amazing for gifting or even craft markets? Today, we're going to be creating the Wheat Stitch keychain holder or lanyard. So we have 4 different sizes. I'm going to be showing the keychain version where you can throw it around your wrist like a wristlet. I'm going to be doing it a little bit smaller than this one. And then there are 2 lengths and sizes of the lanyard that you can do, especially if you work in a place where you have to wear a lanyard. I know a lot of people do, like school teachers or different events that you may go to. Lanyards are really fun. And I'm making these in a cotton so that it's lightweight to wear as well as breathable. It's not going to be too hot around your neck if you're wearing that lanyard. The cotton I'm using today is the Village Yarn Craft Cotton from Hirschner's. The color I'll be doing on camera today is Sage. They have lots of great colors in this, but you can choose any cotton you would like. You can use acrylic. It just might stretch a little bit more when it comes to durability. I'm also using a 4mm hook. I picked up these hooks on Amazon. There's an entire set for an amazing price, so they're fun to use. And then I have these, I guess, latches. I'm not quite sure what to call them, but essentially these are what we're going to attach the keychain or the lanyard to. And then, this is where you can attach your keys, or if you have to wear a sign that has your name or anything else like that. Of course, I love having tags. So this is a cute tag. This is an example of what's to come. With printables, you'll get some blank ones as well as some that have cute little sayings. So 2 pages of tags for you in the ad-free PDF version that are printable. And you can use these for markets, which is why I've created this punch hole that's been punched at the top. If you are doing a market, you can punch this, and then you can also hang them at a market, like on a pegboard, so that they display nicely as well. Or you can also tie a bow around here, like with some twine, to create a gift for someone you like, which is why this has the to and from on the back. It's a great go-to for gifting or for markets. And then scissors, of course, is what we'll need, a stitch marker, and then a yarn needle, which mine is always disappearing. I can grab one out of a drawer here, a yarn needle to weave in those ends. And that's all you need. This is a really quick and easy project. Easy row repeat. We're going to go ahead and jump right in, making one with this beautiful green color. Now, this video is great to accompany the written pattern, which can be found on many of my sites. And so we're going to be starting by choosing the size that we're going to make, referring to the written pattern and chaining the amount that we need. Today on camera, I am going to be chaining and creating the smallest size of the keychain. So after making your initial chains, we are going to start in the 2nd chain from the hook. And notice I like to work in those bottom humps. That means on this other side of this, we're going to see those beautiful V's on one side. So we're going to single crochet into the 2nd chain from the hook, and then in each stitch across. So we'll just want to single crochet in each of those chains across. And we did have a 1 chain turning chain. That way it's easy to get into that first stitch. That's why we started in the 2nd chain from the hook. And now we will single crochet into each stitch across for this very first row. Now, after working row 1 of single crocheting, we are going to work on rows 2 and 3. So this is such a quick project that we are only doing 3 rows to complete this keychain. So we are going to start by chaining 1, and this is our turning chain. This does not count as a stitch. This is just a turning chain. And then we are going to single crochet in the back loop only for the first 4 stitches. So 1, and in the back loop only for 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to be doing a repeat of these special puff stitches until we get to the last 4 stitches of the row. So we don't want to work to the end of the row. We want to stop when we have 4 stitches left. To do this, we are going to skip a stitch, single crochet into the next. Going back to that skip stitch, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into that stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and we're going to pull those loops to the height of our first loop on our hook. Then we're going to yarn over, insert into the same skip stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. And now we have 5 loops on our hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through 4, And then we're going to yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 to complete that modified puff stitch. And now that's going to be our repeat across. So once again, we're going to skip 1 and single crochet into the next. And then working back into the skip stitch, we're working around the single crochet we just made. So we're going to yarn over and go back into that skip stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and go back into that skip stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. And then we will yarn over and pull through 4, and then yarn over and pull through 2. And that's going to be our repeat all the way across until we get to those last 4 stitches of the row. And it doesn't matter what size you're making, these instructions will be the same. And now that we are to the last 4 stitches of this row, we want to single crochet into that back loop only for the last 4 stitches. And that will be the end of row 2. And we only have 1 row left, which is row 3. And this is simply a repeat of row 2. So we are almost at that finish line. We're going to turn our work and then chain 1 for our turning chain. I like to tighten that down. And we're going to repeat exactly what we did before. So we're going to single crochet in the back loop only for the first 4 stitches. And then we're going to be doing that repeat. Now, when we do the repeat, we'll be single crocheting into the single crochet from the row below and puff stitching into that puff stitch. So that is helpful to keep track, but we're going to skip a stitch and then we're going to single crochet into the next. And then working back into that skip stitch, we will work a modified puff stitch. And we'll be working that all the way across until the last 4 stitches. Now that we are to the last 4 stitches of this row, we are simply going to single crochet into the back loop only, and then we are done crocheting. This is why I love and adore this project. It's quick and easy. You can make one easily in an evening and gift it to a teacher or a coworker or a friend. These are so much fun and so useful. So now we're simply going to leave a tail and then fasten off and pull our yarn through. And now that we have our strip ready, we're ready to grab our fastener here and we are going to attach it. So in order to do this, we will want to place this onto our strip. I think it's easiest just to set it on there and let it be. And then we're going to fold this over and we are going to be seaming. So make sure you don't have any twists you don't want, and then grab your yarn needle and we are going to seam these ends together and weave them in. So I'm simply going to be going back and forth here. I like to finish off this loop on this side to kind of tighten it a bit. And then we're just going to go back and forth between these 2 pieces, simply seaming them together. You can use a whip stitch. You can go back and forth. The point is just to make sure that it's super secure. So I go through a couple times back and forth and then simply weave in my end, and I'll weave in this other end as well. Now, you don't have to do this, but if you want this to stay in place, you're going to bring it all the way to the bottom, and then we're going to stitch around it. So we're just going to kind of go underneath with our needle. So our needle is going to go through the fabric, making sure that this is tight against this edge, and we can stitch it back and forth. And that way this doesn't slide out of place ever. It stays right there with the side of it, and it doesn't move around, and it stays at the base of it how we would want for it to sit. And then here's the fun part. Once you cut out a tag, you can simply attach the keychain to it, and it's so cute. So this is just a blank one where you could write on anything you want, but we also have the version where there's a cute little saying if you would rather have a saying, or a to and from for easy gifting. Now with this pattern, we are getting 4 different sizes. So we have the smaller keychain, the longer keychain, and then we have the smaller lanyard and the longer lanyard. That way you have something that works for everyone. I love this project. It's so quick, possibly one of my quickest projects ever, but so usable. Throwing this on with my keys, especially I ride the scooter down to get my kid from the bus stop. I can do this and just throw my keys on there and just have it be on my wrist so I know I'm not going to lose them from going out to a restaurant or anything like that. Of course, this pattern is adjustable as well. If you find you want something kind of in between, it can easily be adjusted And I talk about inside that inside the pattern as well. I really hope that you have enjoyed this project. It's super fun to do. And be sure to hit that subscribe button and come back for some more fun projects soon.